All right, everyone, welcome to the During Business Hours podcast. It is Saturday afternoon during business hours. It's a little slower this week for some reason. Totally fine. Income's still the same. We just get a lot less drop off, so it's working for me. Where do you think the slowdown's coming from? This is Christopher. That's Eric.
Yeah. Hello, Eric. Me. Because the SEO is working, the ads are working. I think we just had that big kind of surge there for a minute, and it's going to rubber band down, and then it's going to even out next week. Yeah,
Works for me.
Yeah.
We did have a podcast we recorded yesterday. Audio got destroyed midway through the podcast. Quite odd. We were trying to show you guys a very lovely customer, and we were discussing expectations versus reality. Again, no matter what, you lay out all the expectations for a customer, you still get the ones that it's not their reality. There's nothing you can do. And, we've tailored it so much in the last 5-6 years, or I've tailored it as much as I can. But at some point, you just look down and say, my give a fuck meter is broken.
It done run out.
It's not a half glass full or a half glass empty type thing. It's you broke my give a shit meter. It's out. I've thrown it out. I'll go buy a new one when I care to. Kids do that too, but there is a level of give a shit you have to have with your own kids. But then to treat an elderly woman like she's a child, it takes some beating.
She changed her expectations in the middle of it, is what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't in that day, but from watching the video, expectations were set, they were met, and then she scooched the bar. I don't know if it'd be up or down, but she moved the goalpost.
So that saying, every time you try and do something above and beyond for someone, it always goes wrong. It's one of those situations. Customer came in, gave me a sad sob story about she'd been in here a year before for a similar issue, water damage on her phone. We got it up and running. Got it a year later for her still working, but she 7+, dreaded audio defect. We charged $90 to fix it. She didn't want to pay $90. She wanted to pay only $30. I was like, you know what? I'll reflow it for $30. If that fixes it, great. If it doesn't, have a nice day. Go buy another phone. She said, oh, I might buy one from you. You got one for $280 for an 8+. You got an iPhone 11. It's like, cool. It doesn't benefit me anymore to try and sabotage it for her or force her to buy a new phone. It just gives me less work. So this woman, after we did 3 hours worth of work, the tear down, reflow, reassembly, testing, then building it back up after trying another reflow just in case. So it was about 3 hours. She was hanging out, came back in, hanging out, come back in, all fine. Told her it didn't work. And still she was like, well, then give me a refund. I was like, well, you paid the $30 for my 3.5 hours. She didn't believe we did anything. You knew the problem up front. You already told me what the problem was. And still you charged me to have me sit here. Still you charged me to have me sit here. I'm like, well, that's not the case. I charged you for my 3.5 hours of minimum labor. It's like less than minimum wage, less than anyone else makes. Even like illegal immigrants paid on the street have to work for something, and they make more than $10 an hour in California.
She's getting a screaming deal on this.
I'm like, this is what we charge to mitigate loss, and we lay that expectation out to customers. This is what we charge up front for any and all we do to get you to the end goal. It was her best shot at getting the phone somewhat functional for a couple of weeks until she can get a phone, or even just buying the phone today. Well, she demanded $5 back. I wasn't giving a dime back. This is not my thing. I told her if she paid cash, she would save the card fee, which is 78 cents on $30. And so that's where we get to this fun clip that we're about to show you and how I handled this said customer. So if you would take a look at this.
She give me some discount, so give me some. I paid $30 cash, so maybe $5 back.
No,
Why?
because we had to spend our time and abilities to work on your device. You paid for the service. We provided the service.
I knew it. What was wrong?
Right.
I knew it. When I show him, I say even in
Mm-hmm.
it's working. So give me $5  3-4 times I can.
That's not going to happen.
Why not? He said
He
if
already told you we're not going to be refunding you. I heard
no
you.
for the big for the 150.
At this point, I don't know what she's talking about 150, because the option was, you know, hey, if you wanted to also fix the screen or any of this stuff, it would be 150 you don't need. So it got very confusing. She just wanted $5 back. This is Andrew here. He's one of our technicians for putting things back and doing the CSR work. So
Yeah, so if you wanted to proceed with a reliable repair,
Uh-huh.
we can do that. But she wants $5.
and that reliable repair is the full replacement and proper way of fixing the audio IC defect. So
Back for the diagnostic.
Oh no.
No.
Because you told me if I pay cash, you give me this. So
I'm not going to
every
go back.
time I go back and forth.
I'm not going to go back.
tired.
I know.
I'm really on the short.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing else I can do for you. The 30 is what we get paid for the 3.5 hours to work on it between two people. Even at that, that's $10 an hour, less than minimum wage, less than illegal immigrants that get paid.
Yeah, but
So-
and you know it.
Yeah.
What is
And
wrong with it?
But that's your best attempt to get it working.
Yeah, but why you say if I pay cash, you give me better discount and
So
then
if you pay cash, you save 2.5%.
okay,
So say somebody pays $10, right?
right.
That's $11.04 is what it is with a card. So if you pay cash, you save 2.65%, and it's $10.78. So that's the discount you got. So if you paid $30, which is all labor, then there's no.
here I did that stupid thing where you add the tax twice, then you had to unclick it twice. So excuse this.
Then there's no tax and there's no card fee. But if you paid with card fee,
That's not fair. You know, you say
Then it would've
something,
been
but then you do
$30.78.
something. I have a card. I could use my card.
yeah, absolutely, it would have been $30.78.
Okay, give whatever. Give something to me. Because 3 times, 4 times I back and forth, that costs money and my time. I'm not happy.
Oh, I understand that. So what am I going to get for 3.5 hours of my time?
The back and forth she's referring to is when you told her it would take about 3 hours, and she came in 40 minutes into it, an hour and a half into it, and then 2 hours into it before finally arriving for this time.
I didn't ask her to come. I told her she had no phone. She had no contact. She said, I'll be back. You tell me what time to come back. I said, 3:30. This is at 4:03. I said, 3:30 we'll have an answer for you if it does or doesn't. We had a couple of things ahead of her. It's not like we could just tear it open right then. And she was still unhappy. So then she says, oh, my time's worth money. I was like, my time's worth money too. $70 an hour. So that's where we get into this, which is quite hilarious.
At $79 an hour.
Yeah, $79 an hour.
Yeah, that's not right. But I'm not
I
happy.
know. I feel
have the
I am
confidence.
devastated that I'm
Me
not making
too.
my hourly rate.
Me too. I'm not happy with it either. You know, and you know it. What is wrong with it? The beginning, I say the telephone is.
I know.
I show you
I
what
tested it.
microphone. Yeah.
What is it?
Flash drive won't read for data recovery, so $20 diag.
I'll splice these two together.
Yes.
So, what is this?
This
You know?
is our diagnostic / shop minimum labor. That's exactly how I told it to you. We're going to
You
attempt
say
to fix
if you pay cash, I give you some discount.
I didn't say that.
Some
What
I
is
said
it?
if you pay
They
cash,
got-
you would
uh-huh.
save a bit.
So save it. Where
You
is
saved
it?
78 cents.
Oh, who cares about 78?
But you saved 78 cents.
So at this point, she kept saying, who cares it's 78 cents? Who cares about 78 cents? Well, you did. That's why you paid cash. You saved 78 cents.
That was the discount.
No, I
You
don't.
could
I'm
buy a
not
happier day with that.
And I told her you can buy a happier day with that.
78 cents can really cheer someone's day up. In a lot of places. I recommend with the 78 cents you save, give it to a homeless person. Give it to a child in need.
Okay, give it.
Yeah. Don't.
At that point, she said, okay, give it to me. She wanted me to give her another 78 cents,
which she had already had marked off of her, primary billing.
which means she wanted to pay $29.22.
29.20 something.
$29.22. She wanted me to refund her another 78 cents on top of the cash discount I gave her for avoiding the card fee, because it's all labor. It's a store minimum labor for any logic board work, stuff like that. Call it a bench fee, call it whatever you want. I call it the shop minimum labor. So SML, it's like smacking my head. Shop minimum labor, very clear. I made the expectation was up front. I was like, this is your best option. If you don't want to spend more than $30, this is what I can do for you. You're paying me for my 3 hours of time. It wasn't 3 hours directly, but it is what it is.
Made it somewhere. That would probably give somebody a smile. Just a happier day. Yeah.
I'm not happy at all. I'm never
If
again.
you have the power to change somebody else's day.
I'm not happy with it. I'm going to write in computer and see bad about you guys. Nobody comes.
I'll be happy to reply. You have a great day.
I'm still awaiting so that I can make that reply. Still nothing from her, in my opinion. I don't think she probably will. And even if she does, then I'll link her the TikTok that we posted of that from another angle that Ibrahim had come up video recording as I walked off there after saying happy to reply. I was like, did you get all that? And he's like, oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was better from a sideways view. I can be an asshole if you instigate some stupid, enormous, like the $5. I don't get why she wanted $5 for her time when we went above and beyond to try and help her to save her $70.
That was during the Cursed podcast, the one with the messed up audio. We talked about the generational differences and what's expected from customer service. And the older crew, if they're unhappy, they'll typically have not necessarily a demand, but they'll have something that they feel will make things right. And it's the business's job. It's their duty as the customer server to meet that almost no matter what it is.
I'm in a different type of lane. I've got a lot of family members that have done business for decades. My grandfather used to build transmissions, handle a whole junkyard, buy, sell, trade for people. I don't take no shit because I learned that it's easier to give somebody one choice than to give them 5 choices. This is how it is. This is what the expectations I'm going to lay out for you. It's worked for me quite well in my industry in the last 7 years. Not many complaints. The few complaints we get are people who didn't like the outcome, but if we ever drop the ball and I didn't give you what I told you the expectation was, that's on me.
Yeah.
I will waive the fees, the cost, I'll eat all of it.
If we can't meet the expectations due to a negligence or failure on our part, we will rise to the occasion and meet that because that's what's been set.
Now, if you just disregarded the reality of the statements made before you, then that's on you. So why am I going to try and cater to a 70-year-old child? Who I'm not going to try and make her day better. You have the power with your 78 cents you saved. Go make somebody else's day better. It might make you feel better. Not to be an asshole. No, yeah, to be an asshole. Just get out and go make somebody else's day better. Change your frown upside down. Do whatever you got to do. I wasn't taking the shit. Now, the problem is that you get the younger generation. Like I had a friend come in that same day dropping off. And I say friend because
It's easier that way
associate,
than explaining your 5 years of history with this guy.
15 years.
15 years?
Yeah.
Even better.
High school, middle school, the whole thing. Well, he's hit some hard times. We fixed his phone a month ago at a discount for a data recovery that would have been, like $2.99 for that type of work. I give him $200
Because it was a liquid damage and forensic level on top. So it'd be
yeah,
about
it was a data
250,
pull for
250 to
7
300.
plus. VDD main short, the whole thing was jacked up. Looks like it'd been bent, screen, etc. Well, apparently his home button got stuck somehow, and he smacked it on the counter recently, and now his entire memory is gone, just erased, gone, nothing. Just he said it was boot looping. He tried to force reset it, memory gone. So we're like, hey, I might have your data from a month ago that you didn't pay for the data recovery because you demanded that we fix the board so you could use it for a couple of weeks. Again, the expectation was there, and I told him we wouldn't have the data, but we fucked up and didn't delete it. Now it benefits us because we can then charge him for a data recovery because it'll still be a couple hours off of our time and it still takes a couple hours then to update the new phone. Now, if somebody buys a phone from us and we have their data install, good to go. Here you go. We're making something for our time. I laid that expectation out to him. And I was like, hey, if you buy a phone from me, I'll do the data recovery for free or data install for free. I'll update the phone, do the whole 9. But then it became more of a, oh, well, I've already paid you guys in the past for this. What I got to pay again? I'm like, well, that's one repair. You broke it again. This is a second repair, which is more time for me and my guys. This is a business I'm running, not a charity. I have to get paid for my time if you want me to do a service for you. Now I'm making money either way, whether you buy a device or it's an install or if you're getting a screen protector, something. And he was a little bit upset when he got hit with the bill. And I'm like, yeah, well, data installs are usually $79 plus this, that, the other, whatever. Can't remember how much it was, but he wanted us to do the work on the phone for free, the diagnostic, and the data recovery for free. And he was astounded why it wasn't. After the fact, the fun part was the cell helmet screen protectors that he wanted us to sell him so that he can make the claims. And then I told him, I was like, yeah, you can install it on the phone. You can register it. How you claim it is up to you. That's one way you can get an extra $250 back on your money. But you have to break and then fix your phone and get a receipt and do the whole 9. That's not on me. It's a desperate thing. When people become desperate generationally, at 70 they ask for money back. At 20 they ask for no money up front. Like to spend no money.
Yeah.
When's the last time a friend has asked you to give money or they were in a hard time?
Because I had one of my ex's friends ask me for money because she wouldn't give them any money, and I wasn't friends with them. So I had I don't remember what it was. I had something very not nice to say to them.
All your ex-friends are not very nice.
Yeah.
For me, ever since I started a business, it was friends and family felt like I was their crutch. I know somebody who can do it. Oh, we're friends. Got to be cheap.
You run a business. You've got money. You can help me out.
This business started off slow. It's by smart choices and smart maneuvering that I have money now. But it's not a
Serendipity and hard work.
Yeah. The amount of people, I had cousins that now I don't talk to after a few years that really thought that they could just ask for a loan, you know. Cousins' kids that thought they can get a job or a free phone. Then there was a Christmas, I bought everyone laptops and phones and stuff like that because I had made a bunch of money that year. And I was happy. I was like, I'm going to spread the wealth. Fuck it. I'll look good in Christmas. Everyone got a Chromebook. Everyone got a tablet together. And then some of the parents, cousins, extended cousins, had sold those gifts or asked for a receipt so they could get the cash. I was like, don't ever ask me for anything, especially a receipt. You sell it on your own.
Third party sell that. You did say cousin, and I did remember, though, I posted on Facebook years ago that I'd won money on a scratcher. It was a little $1, you know, I won $5 or whatever it was. And I did have a cousin. It's like, hey, man, you want some money? How much you get? And I'm like, I got $5. And he's like, can you slide that my way? It's like,
That's sad. It's sad, the mentality of people wanting a handout so quickly for little effort. Because even at this friend who wanted me to fix his phone was just, he paid the price. But people don't assume they're going to support your business off the bat. They're not like, hey, I see that you're a friend of mine and I support you and your business. I'll pay your price. Now, the difference between a customer and a friend is a customer gets to toe that line of expectation until they throw a fit. I say, this is the line. This is my price. You can't argue with it. It's set in stone. Some people do the whole, oh, you know, $5 off or this. Let me, oh, you pay cash. I'll get 20 out of $30. Okay, cool. You know, I'll take what I can get. That's not us. We know our value. Now, friends tend to do this. Well, I know where you came from, so I know that's not really your value. You're just setting it real high. But you can always hook a brother up, you know, homie hookup style. And every time you try and give somebody a homie hookup, it's just that they're trying to fuck you every time. I got laptops in here. Like, yeah. I literally, in my desk right now, have a
drawer with 3 laptops in it.
a homie hookup right here that cost me $300 out of my pocket, and still Never came to pick it up. Now I have a $1,700 MacBook that's FMI locked. Also, Apple TV, a couple of tablets. It's all the homie hookups. When I tell you you're going to toe that line, don't expect that you can step over. That's a private property. You will be shot. Same mental, like you are no longer in my circle. I'm very stern with it because you're either going to support me by supporting my business legitimately like a customer and then tell your friends, your family, the other side of whoever you are, or you're going to fuck off. And you're not going to be happy that I'm charging you a full rate because it's not my job to pander to my friends. The original people who built me up and spread names and referred me to people were ride or die. They didn't ask for anything. But nowadays it's like, oh, you're up there. You got multiple stores. You got multiple money. You got wife, kids. You got a life. Yeah, I got bills. I got responsibilities. With great responsibility comes, or whatever the Spider-Man
Great power
quote.
comes great responsibility.
Well, shit. With great business comes great financial hardship.
Financial responsibility, yeah.
I constantly feel like I'm broke, even though I'm not broke. I constantly have this mentality that I'm going to go broke. I should live in a cardboard box. Absolutely. Every day I'm like, shit, rent is $2,000. Payroll is $16,000. Well, Jesus Christ. Where's this money coming from? Oh, wait, it's hard work. That's right. And then 1 minute I'm like, I can have a cocktail. 3 hours later when I sober up,
Ooh, I should have.
back to work. Back to work. More money needs to be made. Always. It's a hustle. But people like that just grind my gears when they're like I really want to help because I'm a helping person. But my type of help is to give you advice on how to make your own money. Not, here's $100 to pay one bill that'll be back in 30 days and buy you some time. I'm not the buy your time type person. I am you teach a man to fish, he can feed himself for a lifetime. I will tell you, here's the best 3 industries to get into right now for no money. Here's the 5 things you can do to make money today. Like, I understand it can come across as demeaning at times. People don't want to hear the advice. On the other hand, if you don't want to make money, fuck off. There's a million things. You could sit and panhandle for money, and I still would have more respect than the person who asks for money from their friends and family because they're too lazy to go out and do something on their own. Like, it's just weird to me that you would cause that type of turmoil and hardship. It's weird.
It just gets real weird real fast when people are asking for money. There's the 1 week loan. You're hard up that one time. Some friends will slide $20, assuming they'll never get it back, and if you get it back to them, you're cool. But the people who week after week, month after month, are getting little $5.
They
from
assume
other
they get
friends.
credit lines.
Mhm.
And like even my own parents had this thing where they're like, our credit's good. I'm like, no, your credit is bad. You never paid on time. You never paid the correct amounts. That's why there's no money being loaned there. Even my wife's parents said, my wife's father had bought a couch, or I'd paid $5,000 for a set of couches for him. And it took him 12 months to pay me the amount that we had agreed to, and then still didn't even pay the correct amount. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot you were even making payments because you paid me once every 2 months.
Yeah, that wasn't 12 months to pay the full amount. That was 12 months to get him the first amount, and it was still short.
And I've just let it go. It's pointless.
Maybe.
You took over a year. You'll never get a dime from me. If you're on your deathbed, you're not going to get a dime from me. We tried to make an agreement, and then you just kept forgetting, and I kept forgetting because it's not my job. Your burden is to remember to pay me, and then when it comes up to the time of my clock giving the shit breaking, then I'm going to ask you for the money, and you're going to be like, well, I ain't got it right now. Well, shit, you got all the stimulus over the last year. You got numerous times you could have paid me the money. It was supposed to be a gift for her mom. Like, we'll pay $3,000 of it. You pay the remainder, etc. Sister-in-laws, they were all supposed to pay.
Everyone was supposed to kick in on it,
And
but you
nobody
had the
kicked
cash
in.
at the time.
I'm the nice guy. I've bought them a lot of shit, I understand. But that really, after a year, I thought it was like 6 months. For some reason, in my head, I've been working so hard, head down, get my family right, get my money right, get everything good. I forgot that I spent $5,000 on these people. Looking back, I'm like, they really took a year and then forgot at every turn that they had money, that they owed money. I don't want to be a bank to people. I don't want to be the debt collector. Don't make me the fucking debt collector. It's much easier just to say, okay, you're paid. Cut the credit card in half. There's no credit line here. I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling when you have a bit of pocket change and you want to help somebody, because then you always resort to, I can buy them something, I can do something for them that's money related, and the mentality there, it just breeds a lot of problems. Same thing with the friends who want things from you, or try and, like the lottery. If you win the lottery or a scratcher, people come out of the woodworks.
People will find you. Those
Yeah.
winnings are public.
Well, for 78 cents, you can change somebody's life. All right, we're going to call it there, folks. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, see ya.